Breaking news involving a new Kent County Children's Hospital at the center of a state police investigation.
A lawsuit filed by a former medical director at the Cumberland Children's Hospital is raising more serious allegations against the facility. Problem solver Laura French has the details.
That's right. Dr. Brett Sharp was hired in April of last year, 2 months after our investigation uncovered allegations of child abuse and neglect, which led to the removal of Cumberland's longtime medical director, Dr. Daniel Davidow. 13 months later, Sharp filed suit for more than $1.4 million. That lawsuit was just withdrawn and is now heading to arbitration. In a certified letter dated October 6, Dr. Brett Sharp would be notified that his employment with the Cumberland Children's Hospital would be terminated, quote, without cause, effective November 7th, 2020. In May, the triple board certified physician filed this $1.4 million plus lawsuit against the New Kent facility and its owner, UHS. The case, which was non-suited and is now headed to arbitration, details what Sharp claims the 7 months leading up to his termination were like at the hospital. Sharp was hired 2 months after a CBS 6 investigation uncovered allegations of child abuse and neglect at the Children's Hospital, which is currently being investigated by Virginia State Police. Since February of 2020, 2 Cumberland staff members have been indicted for crimes against juvenile patients. Sharp replaced longtime medical director Dr. Daniel Davidow, who resigned last year. According to the complaint, Dr. Sharp accepted the role so that he, quote, could lead Cumberland forward towards systemic change. The complaint alleges that, quote, Dr. Sharp found that antiquated, aversive, and coercive treatment techniques instilled at Cumberland by Dr. Davidow continued to be in place. It goes on to say, quote, resulting in treatment detrimental to the rights and well-being of the patients. It states Dr. Sharp routinely observed and sought to remediate treatment practices that violated patients' rights, and that he took issue with the overuse of precaution protocols, which in turn led to patients missing school. He also observed, according to the complaint, corporate maximizing the number of patients, while he claims CEO Garrett Hamilton was, quote, discouraging or outright preventing the discharge of patients against Dr. Sharp's recommendation. Dr. Sharp also alleges in the complaint that he accurately documented patients' conditions in treatment team notes, which were then rewritten to justify, quote, medically unnecessary protocols and treatment Cumberland was inflicting upon its patients. The complaint alleges he was purportedly let go due to an incident October 6, 2020, when Sharp briefly shut his eyes, opened them, and responded appropriately when a question was directed at him in a staff meeting. It also states Sharp worked through the evening the night prior because the hospital was short-staffed. We reached out to Dr. Sharp, who provided us with a written statement that reads in part, quote, my goal from the day I started employment at Cumberland and since my termination has been to advocate for those patients in need of help. I remain committed to that goal, and I hope at some point in the future I can share more as I continue my goal of advocating for patients. We also reached out to Cumberland Hospital and UHS. They confirmed that the lawsuit has been withdrawn, but had no further comment, citing it was an employment matter.